I'm Mauricio Subieta. I'm with Nokia. I think my life is really talking to utilities. I used to be part of a utility for 10 years before I joined Nokia, and understand what are their current needs and use cases and translate that to building solutions so that they can actually deploy them. I do have a very good understanding of how things work in a utility, and I think a lot of the background that I bring really reflects on the needs that I used to have compared to the needs that they now have, with more understanding of what solutions can be brought into to make their lives easier, which I would have hoped to have that when I was in a utility. I think that one of the biggest problems that we've had so far is trying to connect the right people that provide technology and communications in this case, with the actual utility folks that have a different language that they can talk, right? So there's no common language. We all speak English, but we don't understand each other. So I think UBBA is fostering that bridge. They are talking, or they're allowing the platform so that we can start talking the same language and that we can bring that communication and really start understanding what those needs are to raise them up to hierarchy levels where they can make a decision now with proper information, right? So I think that's one of the key benefits about UBBA, is enabling that forum where everybody can speak freely without worrying to, not only having to talk to your competitor when you're vendor to vendor or utility to utility to show what strategies you may have that you don't want the other utility to have, because that happens, right? So I think that's the platform that UBBA brings, and I think it's very important, very useful. So that's a really huge benefit. So the importance of a private LTE or private wireless network now is more important than ever. We've seen this growth of people looking at communications as I have to have it, to I really would like to have something that makes my life easier. Before, it had something that was pushed on the utilities. Now it's something that utilities are trying to drive, because now they understand better. Now they have the knowledge, and now they have the background that they can actually use to make a more educated decision. That's where UBBA is coming in. It's providing that connectivity, or that platform where that connectivity happens between the actual technology providers and the utility needs. And I think the future is just going to continue moving forward. Newer and newer use cases, more important types of problems are now raising up. Before, we didn't know they even existed. Everybody was in the actual everyday problem focused. Now we're looking at newer use cases that require more technology, and that's what UBBA is providing, is that platform where we can all talk together to bring the better technology for the customers to meet their needs. It's because now we understand what they need. Before, we had a set of products that we were very proud of, but what's the point of having a really good product that's not going to solve the problem? Right? Now we understand the solutions that can be tailored to that specific need. So both customers really get what they want, and we can offer something that has a future within the next 10, 20 years. So I think that really we're looking at use cases that are newer, and that we see more and more problems that are arising for when you didn't have them before, right? You were looking at the day-to-day and you were trying to solve those problems. Now that you have a solution for that, newer things are coming up, newer opportunities are showing up. So I think that's a very important thing for us to provide to the customer, understanding their needs. That's where UBBA comes in as a platform where we can exchange that idea. So we have a product that we can sell that actually meets the requirements and the needs and the solutions for the customer. We are here for two purposes. We are one of the first members of UBBA. Actually, the idea of UBBA came to being at one of a Nokia event that was organized a couple of years ago, where we brought leadership from many different utilities. So that was one of the things that Nokia did a long time ago, about 3 years now, and where we fostered that communication among utilities. They decided that they wanted to build a group, and that's how it started working out. And we're here providing infrastructure because we're testing a lot of things. So we are part of the technical group providing the infrastructure for the Plugfest portion of the event, as well as we're part of the board. So we really wanted to be here to meet our membership, as well as to provide the support for the vendors to be connected and show their products.